I was planning to post and share my first time, how nervous I was going to take my first, don't mind, that's my puppy in the background, first time taking my meds. And unfortunately, I don't know, I think I had my usual peaceful music playing in the background, but you cannot hear anything that I'm saying, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap of that morning and tell you how I felt, embarking on taking my first dosage. So very quickly, before this, I never even took a Tylenol. And I was very, I don't know if anti-medication is the right word, maybe a little bit. I know there's a time and place for meds, right? Like insulin obviously works for diabetics. I apologize, my puppy is super hyper this morning, so maybe I'll just talk a little bit louder. But so I was just, I took all natural supplements. I felt like most, not all, again, most drugs, medications tend to cause more problems, with other things. But anyways, that's my little ramble about that. So, of course, on the day of at the hospital, when my hematologist told me, I was glad. I'm gonna take away that noisy toy. Okay, I had to take the one that was like way too noisy, or else you wouldn't hear me. You just hear him like running around back in the background. Okay, so when my I did some research prior, right? Like just to see like what kind of meds, PV patients are put on, and I read that there were some that were put on like a chemo type drug, and for myself personally, and again, I'm not medical advice, but personally for myself, I knew that if I was going to be put on or recommended to be put on a chemo type drug, I knew that 100% that was not going to be me. I'd rather forego that and just keep on doing the phlebotomies, which is, the blood withdrawals. If you're a PV, person, that's one of the things that they do is take out blood, because I go on weekly. I still have to do it right now. So anyhow, so when she mentioned Besremi, I was still very nervous, but it was one that I would consider. So let me tell you that the Lord is good, because at the hospital, in my mind already, especially when they were going over all the side effects and all the, warnings and the reactions, and it was like a 3-pager, and I was just like, in my mind, I was like, I don't know if I could, do this. And I actually did tell my hematologist straight. And I said to her, I was like, if it's going to make me feel worse, then I already do, which I don't feel bad, to be honest. I can't complain. The only thing is, the big thing is the exhaustion, right? And so I said to my hematologist, I'm like, if it's going to make me feel worse, then I'd rather just not be on any meds and just continue on with the phlebotomies. And yes, it's a little bit inconvenient, but I can't complain because I'm still alive. That's just like my mentality. I always try to look at the silver lining in everything in life, even if it's quote unquote something negative, right? So anyhow, I went home with it when they had the pharmacy pharmacist at the cancer center came in and had the talk with me, and I got my meds from the cancer center, and I went home and I prayed about it. I prayed about it because I was very nervous, to be honest, because I was scared of all the possible negative side effects that it could cause. So I went home and I prayed about it. And again, I went on YouTube to see if there's somebody else that, has firsthand experience, been on this, the same meds. And by the grace of God, I will have to, on the next video, I can't remember what his YouTube channel is, so I apologize. But and this is why it's so important for those of us, and that was also my answer to, I'm doing the right thing by sharing my journey. And it's because I found his YouTube channel, and he's been on it. It's either over a year or he's already taken like his 36 dosage. And I felt like that was God's way of speaking to me, saying, Sarah, like, it's okay, take it, right? Like, and that's what I said to my doctor too, right? Like, so I'll take it, and if it does end up making me feel crappier or worse, and I'm having these, you know, insane symptoms, then I can always just stop it, right? So anyways, I wanted to share that. And so I was very nervous. I prayed over it. God gave me the answer. And, you know, I injected myself, and then I'll have to share. And I think I shared it in the video after how, so I won't put it in this one because I just want to say, I'm like, how I felt the first time going to take it. So I'll leave you with that. And I would just want to encourage you that pray over everything, okay? God bless. Well, don't mind my crazy morning bed hair, still in my PJs. But I thought I would share an update on how taking my first dose of Besremi yesterday, because to be honest, I was very nervous because before this, I was a very natural person, don't even take a Tylenol, you know, just a natural supplements type of gal. So, you know, at the cancer center, when the pharmacist came in to see me to go over, you know, the drug, and of course they always have to give you the warning, and I will just read it to you. And so it did, you know, make me a little bit nervous because, like I said, you know, I've never been on any type of meds before, but I don't want to scare you with the warnings, but I'll share the warnings first, and then I'll tell you how it went with my first injection. So this would be day 2. Okay, so the warning is this drug may cause new or worse mental health problems. This can be severe or even deadly. Suicidal thoughts of hurting others, depression, hallucinations, aggressive actions, and other mood or behavior problems have happened. They have also happened up to 6 months after the last dose. Relapse of drug use disorder has also happened. So I guess obviously I haven't been on this long term yet, but going on. This drug may cause new or worse infections, blood flow problems, or autoimmune diseases. Effects like blood pressure changes, abnormal heartbeat, chest pains, heart attacks, and strokes have happened. Yikes. Okay, I've had a stroke, but I'll share that in my story later on how I came to find out that I had PV. These can be severe or deadly. If you have any signs of these health problems, call your doctor, etc. So that's the warning here, okay? And so of course at the hospital, there was a part of me where I was just like, maybe I'll just skip out on the drugs. I didn't, you know, tell my doctor or anything, but in my mind I was thinking like, maybe I'm just gonna stick with doing the phlebotomies, because, and I did tell my doctor actually, I said, you know, if this drug is going to make me feel worse off, obviously I'd rather not take it and just continue on with the phlebotomies, because I guess the benefit of being on this drug is that it does free me up from the weekly phlebotomies at some point, or eliminate it entirely, which obviously would, you know, be nice, because I still have to go into the hospital weekly to get my blood withdrawn. So that's the warning, and obviously it may be too early to tell, but you know, I was worried about, like, am I gonna start having these crazy thoughts? Am I gonna have like skin reactions? You know, am I going to, you know, have heart issues or make my immune system weak? Because I guess you can have the feeling or like having symptoms, flu-like symptoms is also what the pharmacist told me. I didn't have any of those, things or feelings or feeling like I was sick or anything taking the dose yesterday. If anything, to be honest, I felt like I had even more energy, because as you may or may not know, if you're someone who has PV, energy is something that we really, really struggle with, like constant exhaustion. But I felt really good energy-wise yesterday. So no symptoms, but I think, obviously, I believe my doctor is starting me off right. My initial dose is just 100 micrograms. Am I saying that right? And then 2 weeks from yesterday, I will increase the dose to 150. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes in a couple weeks. And then at the 4-week mark is when I go see my doctor to just kind of review, obviously, how it's going, et cetera, et cetera. So, so that's it. You can, I prayed about it. I prayed before taking the medication. So this medication has to be refrigerated, and then you let it sit for a half hour. So within that half hour, I really prayed to the Lord. I prayed and I prayed that upon taking this medication, that I wouldn't have a reaction, or not have mild reactions. And I just want to say thank you, Jesus, that I didn't have any reactions yesterday. And if anything, like I said, I felt really good. So I will just continue praying to the Lord that He is with me, and that I don't have any of these crazy reactions that are on this warning list. So anyways, that is my update. So I just wanted to share that with you. And so if you have any anxiety or nervousness, like I didn't have anxiety. Of course, I was a little bit nervous, like I said, because I haven't been on any type of medication in my life, other than being on steroid creams when I was a kid because of my eczema. But injecting myself, it was I didn't feel any pain at all. It's a tiny, really, really, really skinny needle, and I just did it in the lower part of my abdomen, my belly, and it was super easy, wasn't hard, wasn't painful. And so anyways, I hope that it gave you a little bit more information on this Besremi, and it's not so terrible. So I will keep you posted as I go along, and thank you for being here, and thanks for watching. And I will pray for you, even though I excuse me, if you also have the same diagnosis. I just, again, I hate to be so preachy, but it's really the Lord's word, God's word, that has really helped give me peace and ease any sort of anxieties through this whole journey. So I just encourage you with that today. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you